This is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, with Platinum versus AEW Dark. This is from August 24th, 2021. Dark has settled into a nice thing lately. There's just no other way to put it. I really like what Dark is doing. We start off, of course, with a recap of Rampage and CM Punk's pro wrestling return, and a graphic of Punk's match against Darby Allin at All Out. So AEW Dark serving as the infomercial that it should be. Excalibur and Taz welcome us to this week's episode. We're at the United Center. Taz is excited for Hobbs tonight as we go straight away to our first match of the night. Ricky Starks joins the commentary. Calls it AEW Starks. Clever. Thunder Rosa against Heather Reckless. It's a relatively short match, as it should be. Thunder Rosa dominant, wins with that Peruvian necktie, putting over her soon-to-be confrontations with people higher up on the card in the women's division. Nicely done. We get a bunch of announcements of 2 trios matches that are going to take place, and a Chris Jericho announcement for Dynamite. A women's casino battle royal will be on the buy-in at All Out, and the first entrant will be Nyla Rose, who won the first women's casino battle royal. Moving on, we got the Varsity Blondes, yay, with Julia Hart against Ren Jones and Braden Lee. Ren Jones and Braden, oh, by the way, most of the matches on Dark will be squash matches, enhancement matches, foregone conclusions. In other words, somebody who you know for sure is going to win against somebody who you know for sure is going to lose. And we grade these on a 3-check scale. The first one, let's look at that Thunder Rosa match. Did Thunder Rosa win? Yes. Did she win in definitive fashion? Yes, with the Peruvian necktie. And then the person she defeat do a good job or get a disproportionately large amount of offense. They didn't get a lot of offense, but they did look good, and they made Thunder Rosa look good. So that's 3 check marks. For this Varsity Blondes versus Ren Jones and Braden Lee, there are a couple of wonky moments, but overall the teamwork between Brian Pillman Jr. and Garrison looks really, really good here. And really... they follow the pattern of a tag match. They just do it very quickly. They get the job done. Pillman hitting that top rope clothesline looks good. 3 check marks all around. Powerhouse Hobbs with Hook against Sean Dean. Boy, this match is as quick as a hiccup. Dean, though, I thought starting the match hot and getting that drop kick and then DDT and then a corner drop kick. I thought it was great that they gave Sean Dean, Sean Dean was smart enough to go, let's jump him from the beginning. By the way, Powerhouse Hobbs physically looks better and better every time, just as far as how his body looks. But once he catches Sean Dean that first time, he beats him down and pins him. 3 check marks. Great deal. Starks has a mic, and he tells Hobbs and Hook to deal more damage to poor Sean Dean. And that's what Team Taz is going to do to Brian Cage. Taz approves, of course, and says they're sending a message to Cage. Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter make their way to the ring for an interview with Tony Schiavone. Schiavone hypes up Hayter's in-ring debut against Red Velvet. Schiavone asks Baker how Baker feels about the match. Baker says she wants to give it to the greatest athlete of our generation, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She made history in the United Center. She walked out of the tunnel, stepped into the ring, and came in as AEW World's Women's Champion. She doesn't see Red Velvet as a rival until Red Velvet turned to Celebration in Britsburg. So they promote the match. They do a good job doing it. It's nice to have a Britt Baker promo on AEW Dark. Starks is no longer there on commentary, but we go to Dante Martin against Alan Angels, 2 guys that had really great showings against Kenny Omega, by the way. I'm going to call this a competitive match. And on competitive matches, we grade on this scale. Do both entities look good? And in this match, they both certainly did. Very competitive match, very cool match. Did somebody win in definitive fashion? To help advance them, yes, Dante Martin won here and did so in really spectacular fashion. He's been sort of toying around with different finishers. And I thought this one really worked. Yeah. So that certainly looked good. And then finally was something advanced, an idea advanced, either a new move or a feud perhaps, or an angle that could be play out on Dynamite, that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, I really liked the Straight Jacket Death Valley Driver. I thought that looked really, really, really good. So yeah, I'm going to give this 3 check marks. Nick Komoroto and Aaron Solo of The Factory, and of course QT Marshall's there at ringside against the Lucha Brothers. We will charitably call this competitive, though you had to know that the Lucha Brothers were going to dominate. Komoroto looked really good in here. And his ring work has definitely improved. His timing and his ability to base for moves has definitely improved. Aaron Solo was already pretty good. Against the Lucha Brothers, damn it, they get their ass whipped. At the end of the day, they get their ass whipped. 3 check marks all around. Both sides look good. Lucha Brothers win in definitive fashion. And something is very much advanced, which is this notion of the Factory not being happy about this loss. And so you think maybe something will continue with the Lucha Brothers. And it also elevated the Lucha Brothers nicely for the match they're going to have against the Varsity Blondes on Dynamite, I believe. Now, we've got an incarnation of the Dark Order in 6-man action, as we were promised. Oops, sorry, let me get back to it here. My notes, I take them on my laptop. I lost it there for a second. The best friend, oh no, sorry. Here you go, Steve. Good job. Number 10 and John Silver taking on Cal Hero and Isaiah Moore. It's always tough to wrestle against the Dark Order in the sense when you're going to definitively lose, because it's a lot more to keep up with most of the time. However, I think John Silver and 10 kept it relatively simple. The backbreaker bomb for the win after, a flurry of combo offense. They took it just fine. And so I'm going to give this 3 check marks. Best friends, in this case, it's a triple threat. Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta against Matt Hardy and TH2. And this feud continues. And it's really great. Angelico, he countered the beach break, but Cassidy eventually sat down with it, hands in pockets, and gets the win. So we've really put over this idea that Orange Cassidy is just continually being a thorn in Matt Hardy's side and any team he's associated with. This was a competitive matchup. Both sides looked good. The best friends went over, and something was definitely advanced as they're making us further salivate for this match between Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy. And then Cassidy has to end up dropping Angelico with the orange punch. And then Hardy jaws at Cassidy. And that closes out this week's Dark. So nicely done, quick, fast, in a hurry. And they promoted the shows coming up. What more could you want?